Hey everyone, Amy here. I'm really happy you're spending a little time with me today. I found another Reddit story that I couldn't wait to share because it perfectly shows how one bad manager can lose a great employee over pure stubbornness. We'll get to that in just a moment. But first, here's a quick bonus for anyone who enjoys CSGOFast. If you haven't used the best CSGOFast promo code 2026 yet, enter 100F in the promo section. This CSGOFast promo code gives you a 10% deposit bonus and one free case to open immediately. So whether you've been checking out a CSGOFast review, wondering if CSGOFast legit is really worth trying, or you're interested in CSGOFast case opening, it's a great way to get started. You can also explore CSGOFast free cases, and if you get lucky with a valuable skin, the CSGOFast withdrawal process is fast and straightforward. Now, let's get into today's story. The author of this Reddit story had just started working for a large government organization. Getting hired there wasn't easy. Every position required a competitive selection process, and hundreds of people applied for only a handful of openings. Before joining a department, new employees met with different managers to find the team that suited them best. During one of those interviews, the author explained something very important. He regularly traveled to other cities to take competitive exams for even better positions, so he occasionally needed flexible working hours or the ability to swap a work-from-home day. The manager assured him that wouldn't be a problem. A few weeks later, she went on vacation. Around the same time, the author needed to travel for an important exam that could completely change his career. He asked the acting manager if he could use his accumulated overtime to take Monday off and work remotely from his hotel on Tuesday. At first, everything seemed fine. Then the acting manager checked with his supervisor. Suddenly, the answer became no. Apparently, there was an internal policy saying overtime couldn't be used that way. The author accepted it, even though it meant losing a day's pay. But the worst part happened the night before the exam. At 10 o'clock in the evening, while she was still on vacation, his manager messaged him. She informed him that he also wasn't allowed to change his remote workday. She warned him that missing work could affect his performance review and even put his job at risk. Instead of preparing for one of the biggest exams of his life, he spent the night worrying about whether he'd return home unemployed. He barely slept. Fortunately, he passed the exam anyway. Even better, he scored high enough to qualify for the position he'd been working toward for years. The following week, his manager returned from vacation. He happily informed her that he'd be leaving the department in 2 weeks because he'd accepted the new job. She congratulated him, then immediately contacted HR to request another employee as his replacement. Unfortunately for her, replacing people wasn't easy. The organization struggled to attract applicants, and many candidates refused job offers because the salary wasn't competitive. Finding someone willing to join her department would already be difficult. Then the author made things even harder. He spoke with the next group of incoming employees and honestly described his experience. He explained how the manager had promised flexibility during the interview, refused every reasonable request, threatened his performance review, and made an already stressful exam even worse. As a result, nobody wanted to work under her. The position stayed vacant while more experienced employees prepared to retire, leaving her department increasingly understaffed. The most ironic part came shortly afterward. One of his coworkers asked to move her work-from-home day at the last minute because her dog needed emergency veterinary care. The same manager approved the request immediately. That confirmed what the author had suspected all along. The rules hadn't been the real problem. She simply hadn't wanted to help him. Looking back, he believed she could only blame herself. If she'd shown even a little flexibility, he would have happily recommended her department to every new employee. Instead, she earned exactly the opposite reputation. Sometimes the fastest way to lose good people isn't low pay. It's making them feel like they can't trust their own manager. That was today's Reddit story. I honestly think this one is a good reminder that people rarely leave jobs because of the work itself. More often, they leave because of the person they're working for. What do you think? Would you have stayed or would you have accepted the better opportunity just like the author did? I'd love to read your thoughts. And before you head out, don't forget that if you're playing on CSGOFast, you can use the promo code 100F to receive a 10% deposit bonus and one free case. Thanks for watching, take care of yourselves, and I'll see you in the next story.